Hello, Infamously Ours. That looks like a new name. Welcome to the stream. No, it says you've typed before. And hello, Lando. Hello, Blarg. The wife is not here yet. New character today? It should be Obsidia, Trotfox. It should be Obsidia. Hopefully, it works. We had some bugs last time. Turns out those bugs were like specific to the test server. They're not bugs that you would experience outside of the test server. But we'll see how it works. At least you said hi to me first. I appreciate it. Tis Jarl and Kage Kinshin. Why does your name have fancy stuff beside it? Let's check. You are currently the clips leader. Your clips have been watched the most, at least recently. Hello, Illurinai. What character is this one? This is Obsidia Mithril. She's a dragon dwarf warlock. Her actual race, I think, is dwarf, but she's half dragon. Yeah. Now she doesn't look much like a dwarf anymore. She's looking more and more like a dragon. I pronounced your name correctly? That's good. I do try. Yeah, so, she's a warlock. Her patron is Tiamat, and, Tiamat wants to destroy the, like, material plane, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm gonna try and stop my patron. Ain't you supposed to be asleep? Who? Keep doing voices. Keep moving. Who's supposed to be asleep? Oh, Logatter. Oh, you know what? Three in a row. Nice. Yeah, Jarl used to be my #1 fan. He had like 15 streak or something like that. He had basically watched all of them, but he missed one. Just had an Alien movie marathon last night with my 2 youngest. How young? I don't know if Alien is necessarily super appropriate for young children. I mean, you know best. But watching Alien at night for children, that's nightmare fuel. The Champ 2025. Hello. Welcome to the stream. First time chatter. (16 and 14 oldest. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's, yeah, cool. When you say the 2 youngest, it does make it sound like you have like a 4 and a 6-year-old or something, you know? Hello, Sergeant Carwell. I appreciate you lurking. You're never too young to start liking horror. You know, I don't, sort of medium, lukewarm opinion here. I think horror movies are like kind of trash. I don't think they're very good. I think like I get the reason why they use like random people for actors. But it turns out actors are paid a bunch of money because they're good at acting, and random people aren't paid a bunch of money because they're not very good at acting. And so a bunch of random people acting like they're super scared, like big emotion, it's just like not, it just doesn't do it for me. Yeah. So like a lot of like low budget horror movies and stuff, they just like, it's just not it for me. If I am gonna watch horror, I want it to be something like, I like it to be something like Guillermo del Toro's, like sort of like messed up fairy tales sort of situation. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, I think is one, with like tooth fairies. Stuff like that is nice because like the theme is like doing most of the lifting here, and then yeah, and then he also picks like good actors and has like high production value, so it's just like, that's pretty good. Nowadays, you are right, they are trash. Well, yeah. Oh, I'll allow your message. Your message was taken as potential bullying, Sergeant Carwile, just so you know. You can't just say they are trash. You have to, you know, the movies are trash or something. Bad movies are pretty good? Nah. Yeah, I've never seen a movie that's so bad it's good. For me, personally. I know they exist. I know people claim a bunch of them and they like them. But for me personally, horror movie, or sorry, any movie that's like bad is just bad. Like, I'm just not having a fun time watching. Like, I don't care to see the train wreck. It's just not doing it for me. Horror movies that are bad are really funny? I don't know. I don't think so. I'd rather watch a comedy movie that's a parody of a horror movie. Guillermo del Toro is always the best. Mexican representation, what up? I want to say the early Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Scary Movie mentioned. Yeah, Scary Movie. I thought the Scary Movies were funny. I didn't think they were scary, though. He's your second favorite behind Spielberg? Guillermo del Toro is my #1 favorite director. Let's see if Spielberg has made anything that is like on my, like, you know, big list. I like Jurassic Park. I'm not a super fan like a lot of people are. Saving Private Ryan's good. Honestly, not a huge fan of Jaws. Don't care. E.T. also not a huge fan. Indiana Jones, for me, is only okay. I know people love it. I'm totally fine with people being like, no, it's yeah, it's, you know, it's fine. Yeah, West Side Story is pretty good. Catch Me If You Can, I like. That's good. Yeah. I don't know. Minority Report, that's good. But yeah, I think I just like, you know, his stuff is fine, but when Guillermo del Toro makes something, I'm like locked in. That's like my stuff. I love Pan's Labyrinth. I love all the Hellboy series. I like his take on like fantasy. I like how his version of like fairy tales and stuff is sort of like a little dark, a little twisted, but not in like not in an indulgent way. It's never indulgent. They're like a little creepy in like the perfect amount. In like how like the old stories used to be just like a little bit creepy because people were a little bit creepier. And so it like, yeah, I like that aspect to it. And I really like the way he does production. So I think his movies like look really good. Song reminds me of Sonic Adventures. Yeah, to be honest, I have not seen Schindler's List, which I know is like a crime. I will see it at some point. Because I'm a cinephile. I like good movies, so I will watch it at some point. But I have not seen Schindler's List. All very valid takes. I don't know what ICL means, but yeah, I think so. You can chat in Twitch, but your messages aren't showing up? That's so weird. Dio, no. Did you perhaps stop time? And that's why they're not showing up? People still are a little bit creepy. Yes, sorry. They were a little bit more creepy. I'm used to how creepy people are now. You know, I'm not used to the extra bit of creepy they were then. I have a lot of respect for Spielberg and his place in cinema history. Del Toro is probably my favorite just from a director standpoint, but I don't think cinema would be where it is without Spielberg. I can accept that. I can accept that for sure. It's just my like my personal like enjoyment. Yeah. Like, there's no director that if they make a movie, I'm like, I'm gonna watch that movie, except for Del Toro. It's like, if Del Toro makes a movie, I'm watching it. I'm probably gonna enjoy it. I think a close second would be Wes Anderson. Like, I like a good Wes Anderson movie. I think some people find his stuff pretentious, but I really do enjoy the sort of like wacky style that they have. Morning Vector. Alright, Carwell, no problem. I don't think I have seen that movie, Echo said. Oh, Schindler's List? Yeah. Little box in the window on your screen. Oh, it shows up in chat, but not... Maybe. It might be holding your messages for some reason. Dio, can you do me a favor and go ahead and message again in the chat, in the Twitch chat? Maybe I'm just unlucky and encounter the creepiest humanity has to offer. Yeah, well, I think people can be, like, highly creepy. That's not, like, really what I'm saying. But I think the average level of creepiness, like, the amount of creepiness that you sort of just accept on a day-to-day, if, like, someone was that level of creepy, you're like, that's a normal amount of creepy. That, I think, is less creepy than it used to be. Like, if you went outside in, like, the 30s and were just, like, talking to someone, the average level of creepiness that you would just accept from somebody would be higher than it is today. Should see some of the people you met in the military. That's so weird. Dio, if you're typing in the Twitch chat, I don't see anything. I'm not even seeing an indication that messages are coming through at all. That is a good question. Creepy or just not social? Yeah. By creepy, I do mean, like, doing sort of creep stuff. They're being, like, you know... They get, like, up in your space and... ask you about, like... what you do in the shower. Like... Bud, back off. That's creepy. Don't do that. They ask personal things too quickly. Yeah. Yeah, if my dermatologist is asking me what the things I do in the shower, then that's a different question. There is nuance for that situation for sure. Has everybody voted for the art in the art competition? Have you guys gone and done your voting? Have you supported our artists in the community? Called out immediately. All right. Getting close to stream start. Oh, that's why everyone got quiet. They all left to go vote. I found a limit for my custom combat prompts. My Hull of Bullets gun kata. It's an AoE. Will glitch the combat even when it's 6 or lower participants. It's not bad. It just loops for a second and then goes back to normal. It does correct itself with damage though. It may be because I do my action and bonus action in the same move. Yeah, maybe so. It's a lot for it to try and keep track of. Although if your bonus action is quick, maybe not so bad. I'd be curious to how you worded it, because I've gotten some pretty big AoEs to go off just fine on multiple people. So, yeah. It might be a wording thing. There's only one I really look excited. Well, I'll be adding a ton of them. Like, even if they don't win, they will be added to the server. The thing, yeah, the thing that the voting is for is, like, who wins the messages. Okay. Is it better to play this on laptop or phone? I think it's easier to type on a keyboard. Me personally, I like type fine on my phone. I'm not like slow or anything, but it's hard to match the speed of being able to use all 10 fingers. So for me personally, whenever I want to, be typing and really be into it, computer is the more fun medium for me. It lets me be more in it. Okay, Kage. Has anyone had the issue where the Warlock spell Glimpse of Hunger was used multiple enemies but only attacked one? I had thought the way I had worded it put me in range of everyone, but it only did damage to the main enemy. Yeah. I have had that happen. It's usually if you aren't specific enough with your wording. If you're really specific about your wording, it tends to work out just fine. Ironically, I type faster on my phone. Vacuum Crab. Vague Crab. My bad. I saw a C. Vague Crab. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Well, I hate to hear how many toes he has. Yes, I have 10 fingers. I haven't lost any in a table saw incident. Okay. Sorry, real quick. Sorry, I'm helping out one of our members who missed the deadline by like 3 minutes, and so I'm posting their art for them. Okay, I posted it on there. That's good. Let me just hit everyone with the we're live. Okay, hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining. The Real Watching, thank you so much for following. And Clinched Ink, thank you so much for following. Your name is so easy to read inappropriately, but it is totally fine. I saw it and I was like, there's no way this is allowed. And it just took a second. Yes, they are. They are in here. Okay. What's all this then? Hello, Namikolo. Welcome, everybody, to the Everweave stream. We will be playing Obsidian Mithril. Where is she at? There she is. Obsidian Mithril. She is a dragon dwarf warlock. Zero Hoshi, thank you so much for gifting 10 subs. We haven't done anything yet. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyone who just got gifted a sub, thank Zero Hoshi for the gifted subs. Even some chats censor my name. It does get read inappropriately when you first read it. Thank you so much, Zero Hoshi, for the gifted subs. No problem, bro. I appreciate the Discord, the game, and you. Well, thank you so much for the kind words, and thank you so much for the gifted subs. Yeah, it's much appreciated. Hello, I'm brand new, but loving the game. Welcome to the Everweave community. We're so happy that you are here and joining us. I'm glad that you are enjoying the game. Yeah, if you are in the Discord, great. If you're not in the Discord yet, make sure you're in there. It's one of the coolest communities on the internet, in my opinion. We're super chill and we're super friendly. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, so Obsidian Mithril is a dragon dwarf warlock. Zero Hoshi, thank you so much for subscribing for 6 months. Jesus Christ. I appreciate it. I do. Thank you so much. I'm feeling the love very early on in this stream. Thank you guys so much. Dragon Dwarf Warlock. Yeah, so we have some like custom abilities. She can breathe magma and things like that. We're gaining power throughout the story to eventually face off against our patron, the person who originally gave us our powers, Tiamat, who wants to come to the material plane to unleash her horde of babies and take it over. Potentially destroy it in the process. And I don't want her to do that. So we are betraying her. We have gone around collecting power from sites across the land, and then we went to her hatchery, where she had been hoarding all of her eggs. We managed to break into it, and we imprinted on several of the dragons. We now have several dragons in our party, and the rest we stole their power, and have become basically a half dragon at this point. And so, yeah, now we're looking for the last bit of power that we need to become a true dragon, so that we can go and fight Tiamat in hell. Hello, She Builds Monsters. Welcome. Stockrestees. First D&D experience is a lot of fun since I don't currently have the people to play with. Game is amazing and I have zero knowledge of anything that I can do, but learning along the way. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. Welcome to the community. Same thing as before. I recommend joining the Discord. If you ever ask any questions on there, we have a ton of helpful people who are always willing to help you, teach you some things. In addition, there's the guide on the Discord, and the guide will give you information about the game. You will be able to, I made it myself so that you guys can learn the stuff that I know about the game, and so you can avoid sort of common pitfalls, save messages, do better. But yeah, I always recommend sort of like playing until you reach your first time getting frustrated, then going to the guide. That's right, you aren't limited to fantasy. Shadowfang, thank you so much for following. Jarl is lurking, I believe. He's like in here, but he's also making sure the Discord is okay. All right, for anyone that was here last week, you'll know that Obsidia ran into some issues. Not the character, this tune on my account, and we were running into a sort of bug problem. That bug problem, I've been informed, is only a bug in the test server that I play on, and so it shouldn't be an issue for you, and it should be fixed. So we shouldn't have any more issues trying to continue our game. We have just defeated a large and powerful kraken, and we are investigating the area to take all of its goodies. We just got all of these things here, and we're like opening up the chests, seeing what's inside, getting the magic items, investigating the area, doing that sort of thing. Gungener. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. If you put the correct pronunciation in the chat, I'll do my best. But you went to the guide when you couldn't figure out how to level up. Yeah, that information is in there, absolutely. Sorry it's taking me this long to watch your stream. Love from the Discord. Appreciate it. Also, if you would like me to know who you are in Discord, but you have a different name, just mention your Discord name here in the chat so that I know who you are. Otherwise, I will have no idea. All right. So we investigated, we found an odd patch of ice, and we used the magma from my veins to sort of clear the outer layer to get a better look at it. Or do you get the PC version, and does your save from your phone carry over? Yes. So the PC version is a web browser version. So you just go to play.everweave.ai, play.everweave.ai, and sign in to the same account that you used. Same Google account or same Apple account. And if you sign into the same one, your same account will pop up. And you'll be able to switch between your phone and the PC back and forth. But yeah, if you like do it too quickly, it won't update. So just like close out the app and then reopen it on your phone or whatever. Someone said there are codes for free messages. Yeah, so the real watching, if you stick around to the end, I do trivia. And if you answer my trivia question correctly and first, then I'll give you a message code. I usually do between 10 and 20 message codes per stream. And you can only win once. Once per stream. Tend to lurk. Alright, alright. Alright. You approach the peculiar patch of ice. A subtle distortion in the cavern wall drawing your attention. Placing your transformed hand against the frigid surface, you channel a controlled surge of your inner magma. The ice hisses and cracks, a thin layer melting away under your touch, revealing a small, intricate carving beneath. It's a depiction of a majestic sea serpent, coiled around what appears to be a glowing pearl. Its eyes fixed on a distant five-headed constellation. The carving seems to suggest a connection between the kraken, the pearl, and the celestial alignment, echoing the imagery you observed in the Sky Stone Sanctuary. As the last of the surface ice drips away, a small, intricate figurine crafted from what appears to be polished obsidian becomes visible, embedded within the ice just below the carving. It is shaped like the very sea serpent depicted on the wall, its tiny eyes glinting with an almost lifelike intensity. Let's go Everweave stream. Hello, Johnny Lane RP. Welcome. Just got to figure out how to play your iOS account on PC. Simple. Just go to the web browser, put in your iOS account, and your game will load right up. No. Are you talking about Doki Doki Literature Club? Don't bring that into the game. Bad time. Thank you, Silverwolf and Katmandu, for following the Twitch channel. Okay, let's try and get this item. Alright, I want this item. This item seems magical to me, so I'm going to try and get the magical effect to be included in the item first try. Skrez, thank you so much for following. Figurine. Okay, so I said I will use Arcana to study the figurine and determine its properties. Then, when I have figured out what it does, I will put it into my pack. DM, when creating the item, please give it a detailed item description that explains exactly what effect it has. Thank you. Always make sure to say please and thank you to your DM. If you are nice to your DM will be nice to you. Treat it, golden rule is in effect. Much like a normal DM. The AI does not have feelings, but its sort of base understanding is that it should reflect whatever emotions you are giving to it. So if you are nice, it is nice. If you are mean and combative, it will be mean and combative back to you. So, if you're ever talking to your DM directly, just be nice to it. The stream normally lasts about 3 hours, with the last 30 minutes being trivia. That means fall in love with your DM. Exactly. Treat your DM well and he will help you out in a pinch. Yeah, exactly. You only have 2 hours to watch? I'm so sorry. Yeah, you'll probably miss out on the trivia at the end. That explains why mine is always throwing me into combat? Yeah. Oh god, no. My DM hates me. I get mean after I get mean after I ask it nicely, but it ignores me 6 times in a row. Okay. Looks like I failed the check, so it didn't add it to my inventory, which is good, because otherwise it'd have been pointless. You focus your arcane senses on the obsidian figurine, tracing the faint magical currents that emanate from it. The carving on the wall had hinted at a powerful creature, and the figurine undoubtedly holds a spark of that same essence. However, despite your concentrated effort, the true nature of its enchantments remains elusive. The magic is intricate, layered, and resists immediate comprehension. A whisper of ancient power that refuses to fully reveal itself to your probing. You sense a connection to cold, perhaps even water, but its precise function remains a mystery. Frustrated but undeterred, you carefully pry the small serpent figurine from its icy cradle. It feels cool and smooth to the touch as you hold it. A faint, almost imperceptible tremor passes through it, a silent thrum of dormant power. You secure it safely within your pack, a puzzle to be unraveled later. Okay, so the DM says that it put it in my pack, but did not give me the item. So we'll tell the DM to do that, but at the end of a narrative message that I'm going to send so that I can keep doing stuff. Okay. Have to make a new character then? Yeah. No, it's still happening. Ah, okay. Unfortunate. Katmandu, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Okay, everyone. Unfortunately, Obsidia is still bugged. I don't think our Doom Orc is currently functioning either. The one we made last time. Which means that we will have to make a new character. We can try our orc that we made last time. Doombringer. Oh, okay. Doombringer is working. Let's go over the character real quick. How many characters do I have? A lot. And this isn't all of them. Yeah, Obsidia is still borked. I'll have to work with the dev team about it. That's unfortunate. I really want Obsidia to be working because we're so close to finishing her story. Yeah. So Doomorc is a new character. We were literally only 2 messages in. So I can explain what's going on with them real easy. But because the PC version doesn't have their backstory on hand, I will have to read it off of my phone. So I will do that for you real quick. This is Doomorc. Okay. Doom Orc is an orc paladin based off of the game, the general vibe of Doom. Their appearance reads as such. I'm a 7-foot-tall behemoth of muscle and rage. I have vowed to kill all demons as revenge for them killing my pet rabbit, Daisy. I have the ability to gain power from demonic energies and heal myself 10 HP by killing demons. I don't speak, but people take lots of meaning from my grunts. I have all the abilities of Doom Guy. Demons naturally fear me, but still want to kill me. I have massive muscles and a mean-looking mug with large tusks. DM. Themes. Doom. Doom Guy. Hell on Earth. Apocalypse. Action. Over the top. Guns. DM. Setting. The Doom version of Earth. Use Roman names for people. DM. Skill DC. Easy. 10 to 12. DM. Avoid speaking for my characters. Speaking for my character. Mentors. Quantum anything. And avoid chill vibes. Jake Snake, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it. And their biography. I I seek to wipe the demons from the earth ever since they killed my pet rabbit Daisy. DM. This is a game about ripping and tearing. I want to be in battles and narrative scenes that exemplify and the celebration of high-intensity action that the Doom series is known for. Please use descriptive language to describe the demons and the environments. Also, include ways to handle hordes of demons using the scenes around me. Explosive barrels, acid tanks, loose overhead stones, and others like that. Let's have the general setting be modern feeling, but use any and all of the Doom weapons, guns, and massive melee weapons. The destructive energy of the game should be maxed out. So, that's what's going on. Can't be Doom if it's chill. Exactly. The wife has joined the chat. The stream is technically not PG-13. The stream is technically PG-14. Little extra violence for everyone. So we did the Dark Alley start, which is the most combat-oriented start. The thunderous boom of a nearby explosion jolts you back to consciousness. You find yourself lying amidst the rubble of a once sturdy building, now reduced to crumbling stone and splintered wood. The acrid smell of smoke and the coppery tang of blood fill the air as you slowly push yourself up to your feet, wincing at the throbbing pain in your head. Around you, the city is in chaos. The sounds of clashing swords, screaming civilians, and the relentless pounding of siege engines echo through the narrow streets. What do you do? This is to get the DM to check my appearance and backstory for the themes and settings. So DM, please use my character appearance and background as the themes and settings for this game. There's a more complicated version of this prompt if you want a unique starting scenario. It's very similar, but just has like extra words in it to indicate that we want like a brand new starting scenario, so you can get like one custom tailored to your character. I think that this one is fine for the start that I want to do, so I just asked it to use the themes and setting and not change the actual starting scenario. I'll stand to my full height, my blood boiling, before I shout a war cry. I'll then begin a slow, inexorable march through the city. It is time for some demons to pay. You rise to your full towering height, a hulking silhouette against the burning skyline. Your massive muscles strain your mean-looking mug, framed by the prominent tusks, is a mask of pure, unadulterated fury. A guttural roar tears from your throat, a primal war cry that momentarily slices through the cacophony of destruction, causing even the distant screams to falter. The ground trembles slightly as you begin your inexorable march. Each heavy bootfall crushes shattered glass and charred debris, a rhythmic cadence of impending doom. Ahead, the street narrows into a chasm of fire-licked ruins, where grotesque shadows dance and the stench of sulfur grows stronger. The first of them appear, scuttling from the darkness, a pack of scrawny, chitinous imps, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. I charge the imp, ready to fight with my bare hands. The roar of pure, unbridled fury, you surge forward, a colossal green blur tearing through the pack of chittering imps. Your hands, massive and hardened, become weapons of blunt force trauma. It's Doombringer's turn. All right. Queen Bee resubscribed with Prime, again, just now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Queen Bee. Are each of the default scenes associated with a playstyle, i.e., intrigue, mystery? Not necessarily. Like, you can make any of them into a different one, but they get some vibes directly off rip, and the DM sort of sticks with those vibes until you like force it to change them. So it's much easier to like pick the one best associated with like the thing that you are trying to do. Like, if you want chill vibes at the start, starting in the village room, the chillest vibes. That one's like probably the most versatile. But yeah, like if you were betrayed and you want a story of revenge, starting in the dungeon is usually like pretty good. If you're all about combat, Dark Alley is the best one to go. Nature, you want to start in the inverted forest, so on and so forth. It's just easier to choose those because it'll stick with those themes. It's not necessarily that those themes are like 100%. Oh, ads. Yeah, Obsidia is currently still bugged. Actually, while it's ad time, let me message Jaden. Why do tiny dogs always try and chase your truck? Not sure. Yeah. Okay, ads over. Welcome back, everyone. We're doing combat. And I'll read this out for those who haven't seen a combat yet. Okay, so we're gonna see some cool stuff. You guys may have remembered that in my backstory, in my appearance section, I mentioned that whenever I kill a demon, I heal for 10 HP. We're gonna see that take place. So I look at the tattered gear I'm wearing and laugh. I don't need gear to destroy these imps. I will charge in and leap into the air, landing. Whoop. Landing and crushing the Imp Alpha under boot. I'll turn to Imp Beta and shout. I'll then end my turn. With a guttural laugh that sends shivers through the decrepit ruins, Doombringer charges forward, a whirlwind of muscle and righteous fury. He leaps into the air, a shadow of vengeance blotting out the faint demonic light that brings his massive boot down with bone-shattering force towards the cowering Imp Alpha. 13 versus 7, that hits. Your heavy boot connects with a sickening crunch, pulverizing Imp Alpha into a fine red mist that coats the charred ground. A faint, almost imperceptible surge of energy courses through you as the demon's essence dissipates. So, I dealt 5 points of damage, and I was healed for 10 HP. You know, you can put, like, special abilities your character has in that appearance section in your background. You can say, hey, I have a special ability. Here's exactly what it does. And the DM, the combat DM, will remember it. But you can't gain, like, a power like that in the game and have the combat DM just instantly recognize it. The combat DM doesn't know about your narrative. They only know about your backstory and the thing that happened immediately before the combat, like the last, 2 messages. So if it wasn't in the last 2 messages, the combat DM doesn't know about it. So that's why your companions don't have items or, don't have the special bow you gave them when you first met them or whatever. They don't. That's why you don't know that spell that you learned at the academy, 300 messages in, and now you're 500 messages in. The DM doesn't know that you know that stuff. It only knows the stuff that's in your appearance and backstory, and the stuff that you have as items on your character. And if it's in an item on your character, you have to tell it that it's in an item on your character so that it can go look at that item and get that information. All right. Having decimated Imp Alpha, you spin towards Imp Beta, a primal roar erupting from your throat, a sound that promises nothing but pain and annihilation. The imp quivers, its tiny form momentarily frozen by sheer force of your fury. You stand amidst the smoking ruins of Imp Alpha, a fearsome war cry echoing through the chasm as Imp Beta cowers before you. Your turn concludes, leaving a trail of destruction in your wake. Imp Gamma tries to attack me. Easily dodged. Get wrecked. Imp Beta comes with its clawed hands. Also misses. It's clumsy. It looks dumb. Important thing to note. Look at how the DM describes stuff happen. If you use that in your messages, sometimes the DM will give you advantage on your attacks. So, for example, the imp's desperate lunge is easily dodged. And this one, it was clumsy and easily avoided. If you mention that you attack the imp after its clumsy strike, it staggers past, leaving it wide open for an attack. I'll hit it while its back is turned towards me. The DM might give you advantage on the attack. And then all the messages are doubled because of a specific PC glitch. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take 2 messages. It just does, for some reason, double everything that happened in combat. It's a visual bug. If you look at it on your phone, it won't have that. But for some reason it does on PC. I don't know why. We know about it. We'll fix it eventually. All right. All right, so we're trying another fun thing here. I'll grab a large chunk of broken concrete debris and line up the clumsy Imp Beta and Gamma. I will then throw the large chunk at both of them in a line, looking to crush them both. I did say crust here. Yeah, there we go. Crush them both. Okay. All right, stuff's happening. It's gonna rapidly go all the way to the bottom. I'll then read from there. I'm guessing it's possible. It's possible I missed one. I think that's why it's still going. Yes. No, I hit both of them. All right. All right. Here we go. With a guttural grunt, you eye the jagged concrete at your feet. Your massive hand closes around the hefty chunk, muscles rippling as you hoist it. You line up the two scrawny imps, Beta and Gamma, a malevolent glint in your eye, ready to send them back to the hell from whence they came. You hurl a massive chunk of concrete debris at Imp Beta, aiming to crush both it and Imp Gamma. 19 versus 7. This is a success. The concrete slab sails through the air, a blur of jagged rock and demonic intent, smashing into Imp Beta with a sickening crunch. The impact is tremendous, and the force carries the chunk of debris onward, slamming into Imp Gamma directly behind it. Rolling for damage, we did 7 points to Imp Beta and 7 points to Imp Gamma. You absorb demonic energy from the fallen Imp Beta, feeling a surge of power that would heal 10 hit points, though you are already at full health. Boom. And also from Gamma, 20 HP. What's up? Let's go. With a primal grunt, you seized a massive chunk of debris. Your immense power propelled the concrete projectile, a blur of righteous fury, directly into Imp Beta. Its chitinous form shattered, spraying black ichor as it was utterly annihilated. Even at full health, the demonic energy coursing through you, a satisfying surge of power. The lethal missile didn't stop there. It continued its devastating arc, slamming into Imp Gamma with equal explosive force. The creature disintegrated into a shower of gore. Its pathetic existence ended. You stand amidst the wreckage, the last of the immediate demonic infestation purged by your hand, a testament to your unyielding vengeance. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat here real quick. I fight unarmed most of the time, and I use the enemy's momentum against the DM all the time. It makes for amazing narrative even when in combat mode. Yeah, exactly. If you want combat mode to be fun, you have to add the fun into it. You have to it doesn't matter how good of a DM you have. If every single turn the DM says, the DM is like, okay, what do you do? And you go, I attack the nearest enemy with my longsword. I roll a 17. it's not going to be fun for you. Like there's so much that the DM can do to try and make that sound cool. You have to like try and get elements of the story in there. Like you're in a dilapidated city. Having concrete on the floor makes sense. Pick it up, throw it, throw them around, knock buildings over, knock over braziers, knock them into stuff, do stuff like that. That will make things much more fun for you. Most of the time, if you add enough detail, it won't even make you do an ability check. It's great. Yeah, exactly. If it makes sense, the DM's like, that's awesome, I'll do it. I'm going to have to see if I can get a Doom Orc now. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's see our equipment here. We got Adventurer's Boots, Reinforced Shields, Knight Sword, Armored Gloves, and some worn chainmail. Nothing great. A small box of incense and some Traveler's Rations. And we're rocking 18 Strength and good Charisma and Constitution. And bad Intelligence and Wisdom. I need a weapon. I will begin a charge through the city. Perhaps there is a lab nearby, or a rich collector's home. Either way, killing demons will be much faster with a beefy weapon in hand. What level am I at? I'm at level 1. This is a brand new character. Heck yeah. You storm through the war-torn city, eyes scanning the devastation for any sign of a military armory, research lab, or fortified mansion that might house a worthy weapon. Congratulations for your daughter. I think you mentioned before that they were getting married. But yeah. Congrats. Your guttural grunts echo through the ravaged streets as you rampage onward, a juggernaut of righteous fury. The ruins blur around you, but your keen, demon-hating eyes, sharpened by a lifetime of vengeance, cut through the smoke and fire. Amidst the skeletal remains of towering skyscrapers and shattered monuments, a particular structure catches your attention. It's a fortified research facility. Its obsidian-plated walls scarred but largely intact, unlike the crumbling buildings around it. A massive reinforced blast door slightly ajar reveals a glimpse of flickering emergency lights within. The air here hums with a strange, contained energy, and the metallic tang of advanced machinery mixes with the familiar stench of demonic corruption. This isn't just a collector's trove. It feels like an arsenal waiting to be unleashed. The faint sounds of battle echo from deep inside. Heck yeah, baby! Dungeon! You can get 16 with your, you can get 16 with your point buy, and orcs get +2 strength, so 18 strength. orcs are dope. They also get +1 Constitution. What will Doombringer use first? I don't know. We'll see what weapon is available. The sounds of battle pique my interest, and I'll make my way inside. The smell of sulfur is strong, and I hunger for the death of the demons. As I step inside, I take in the environment. What am I looking at? What does it look like? What enemies are here, and who are they fighting? You shoulder through the slightly open blast door, the thrumming of unseen machinery growing louder. The interior is a stark contrast to the burning city outside. Steel-reinforced corridors stretch into the gloom, illuminated by the sickly green glow of flickering emergency lights and the occasional spark from severed conduits. Wires dangle like metallic vines, and scorch marks mar every surface. Testament to a desperate, recent struggle. The sulfurous stench intensifies, mixed with a metallic tang of ozone and something foully organic. You follow the sounds of battle, your heavy footsteps echoing on the grated floor. Rounding a corner, you burst into a massive, multi-tiered laboratory, its high ceilings crisscrossed with pipes and conduits. Holographic displays flicker erratically, showing frantic data ignored in the chaos. In the center of the lab, 3 hulking, grotesque figures known as possessed soldiers, their bodies unnaturally distended and clad in tattered, blood-soaked combat fatigues, are locked in a brutal struggle. They wield crude, bladed weapons fashioned from bone and scavenged metal. They are not fighting each other, but rather tearing apart the last remnants of what appears to be a security patrol. 2 human guards, their futuristic armor crumbled and broken, are already lifeless on the floor. A third, still breathing, is desperately firing a small energy pistol at one of the possessed, his back against a sparking console, but his shots are having little effect. The possessed turn, alerted by your presence, their empty eyes locking on to your formidable form. Let's go! Yo, I think the DM's doing pretty good with the like Doom feeling. It's like, I think it's hitting it. It feels very like I can picture the Doom environment. I think it's doing a pretty good job. Ty the Tasman I can't read your full name. What could it possibly be? Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I see. Hello. Testing. I can see you're testing. Is there a Doom template on Discord? I really want to try this. You'll probably be able to see what I typed for it. Well, you can, like, I read it at the beginning of this stream, so whenever this stream gets posted, you'll be able to, like, listen along and type it out. And there will probably be a recap video eventually when the wife can get to editing it out of the curse stream. I can see Doombringer being a paladin, but I feel like Barb would have been good. I agree, Barb would have been good. I already have a Barb, and I thought it would be fun to do the paladin thing. I like the, like, detect evil and, like, stuff like that. You know, he sort of has, like, magic powers, and so having some spells seemed like it would be good. Ignore this. It's just a test account while I try to help you. Okay, cool. Healing is a major superpower in Doom, so I can see why he'd take the lay on hand, yeah. We'll do my best. But that's up to the wife. Okay. Okay, this is another visual bug for combat on PC. It pulls up the old combat log, like the last thing that happened in the previous combat. Why it happens, I have no idea. Once again, fully a visual bug. It doesn't actually think that's there. It's not going to get confused. It doesn't consume a message. Only a visual bug. It's just slightly, like, annoying to look at, but it's not really an issue if it doesn't bother you. With a low growl, you crack your neck, the sound like grinding stone, and then clench your massive fist, knuckles popping like thunder. You take a deliberate, heavy step forward, your very presence a challenge. The three hulking possessed soldiers abandon their dying prey, their vacant eyes locking onto you with renewed, mindless aggression. It's time for more demons to pay. All right. I'll take stock of the lab for future items to use in my slaying. But without wasting time, I'll stride forward at blinding speed and grab the heads of possessed soldier 1 and 2 and slam them together with a sickening crunch. Another way to potentially get multiple attacks from your one attack. Hello, Gaia Sensei. Welcome to the stream. Your eyes quickly scan the blood-splattered laboratory, taking in the dangling wires, the scorch marks, identifying potential environmental hazards for future use. But your true focus is on the grotesque possessed soldiers. With a guttural grunt, you explode into motion, a blur of muscle and rage. You grab possessed soldier 1 by the head with one hand, simultaneously seizing possessed soldier 2 with the other. And with a primal roar, you violently slam their heads together in a sickening wet crunch. Boo, 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 boo. In a sickening wet crunch that echoes through the facility. You unleashed a brutal dual-target unarmed attack aiming to crush the skulls of possessed soldier 1. 11 versus 7. Success. The impact is devastating. Possessed soldier 1 head caves in with a wet thud, its body going limp as its demonic essence dissipates into the air. Before you even fully register the first kill, you pivot, and with equal force smash possessed soldier 2's head against the already mangled remains of its comrade. Another sickening crunch, and the second demon crumbles, its brief, wretched existence extinguished. The demonic energy that sustained them surges into you, a wave of dark power that invigorates your blood and begins to mend your recent wounds. You feel a surge of vitality, ready for the next challenge. That's the damage for the first one. Oh, I got healing for both of them, so it just gave me 20 HP the one time. Oh, but it didn't do damage to Soldier 2. So Soldier 2 is still alive? It is. And then they hurt me. Ow. So they attacked and dealt 7 points of damage. And then this one survived. Okay. So... Alright. So, I will heal all of that back if I kill one of the soldiers, but the DM recognized that I killed them, but then forgot to deal damage to the second one. So this will happen sometimes. Like, if you're trying to do AoE, if you're trying to get like extra stuff going, sometimes it will lose, it'll lose the thread, and it's like, yeah, you did that, but then we'll forget. The best thing to do here, if you didn't have a healing ability like I do, would be to indicate to the DM that Soldier 2 was actually supposed to, that it forgot to do damage to Soldier 2 in the last assault, and that you took 7 damage because it forgot to kill it. So if it could heal you 7 damage, and deal, if it could heal you 7 health and deal whatever the damage it was supposed to do for Soldier 2, it will do that. It'll cost you a message because you, like, while you can get it to do more stuff, if you try and get it to do a bunch of stuff in the same message, it'll likely, once again, forget something and cause problems. Okay, I thought I killed Soldier 2. No bother. I'll grab the 2 remaining soldiers and push them into the dangling electrical wires, giving them a powerful shock. And just a reminder for the DM to make sure that they deal damage to both soldiers if they get hit. Has anyone heard about a solo leveling campaign yet? Yeah, I did a solo leveling campaign. Solo leveling is fairly new, and so it can do it because it was very popular. It can do it, but its information is limited, so you won't get like the latest stuff. It'll just be like sort of the general vibes, and like characters will show up and stuff, but it won't necessarily like it won't necessarily be like amazingly accurate to how like the story works. Okay. Sorry, just reading chat. Okay. Alright, we were able... it rolled an ability check to push them into the wires. With a primal grunt, you lunge forward, aiming to seize both grotesque, possessed soldiers and slam them into the sparking, exposed electrical conduits nearby. Your massive hands reached out, muscles coiling with a powerful shove. Your massive hands close around the shoulders of the two remaining possessed soldiers. Their tattered fatigues offering little purchase against your iron grip. With a mighty roar, you heave. I think I got confused, and I think it meant like little resistance. With a mighty roar, you heave, slamming them both into the exposed, sparking electrical wires. A searing crackle erupts as blue energy courses through their already mangled forms. Their body convulse violently, a symphony of tortured groans and popping joints. It deals damage to both, but because it dealt damage to both and that was the end of the combat, it did not heal me. At least I don't think it did. It did not. The stench of ozone and burnt demon filled the air. The multi-tiered laboratory fell silent, save for the distant sounds of the ongoing apocalypse. All immediate threats eradicated, you stood victorious amidst the carnage. Hello, Crystal Tsuyoshi. Welcome to the stream. If you set in your backstory appearance that you have advantage and your enemies have disadvantage, does the disadvantage work? No, the disadvantage does not work. But the you have advantage does work. I have a super chainsaw and a praetor suit. Sick! Echo, a question. Is there a way to explain to the DM that I am no longer want to continue a long-running campaign theme? My rogue has been confronting a nefarious trading company as the BBEG. Yes, there is. The issue is a lot of that stuff is going to be really hard to get rid of. So the way to do it is to be extremely clear and present with your DM and be like, DM, I have gotten tired of like this bad guy and these themes. Be specific about which ones. This bad guy, these themes, and these interactions. Could you please, like, recreate the themes of this story so that I can continue forward, but using themes of, like, instead of, like, bad merchants and this and that, use themes of, like, pirates and this and that, so on and so forth, or dragons and magic and wizards, whatever it may be, but be specific about what themes you want to get rid of and what sort of interactions you want to get rid of, and then how you want to replace that. You may have to do that a few messages in a row to like be like, oh, I still have items that are this theme. Could we remove these items and replace them with these items? It'll take some messages, it'll take some work, but it is possible to do. But yeah, the issue is that your DM has a sort of summary of the story, and it will have to change every instance of that type of theme in that summary, and it won't do it all at once. So just keep nudging that new theme and it'll happen. Can I just tell the DM I've successfully defeated the trading company? Please move on. Maybe you have to word it much better than that. If you make, yeah, it will require a lot more effort than just saying like, DM, I beat them and we're done. You'll have to like give your reasoning, give like a full explanation, like how you would explain it if you were like super frustrated and your best friend was like, why are you so frustrated with this game? And then you had to explain to them like the feelings that you had for why it's frustrating to deal with this like long running like merchant character or whatever. You can just be like, like all the stuff that you would explain to them, explain it to your DM. That will be a much higher success rate. Okay. So, we now have a super chainsaw. Sick! I love me a great axe chainsaw. It's a great axe? It does 2d6 damage though. Love it. A hulking heavy chainsaw with blood-stained teeth. Its engine hums with a menacing promise of destruction. Yeah, baby! There won't be unlimited message tiers. The Discord has a thread that explains that in full. That is correct. LMAO, grade A explanation. Thanks. What the what? Weapon descriptions, PC privilege? Weapon descriptions are in the base game, or in mobile version as well. You just have to click the item. Yeah, DM, can we do a different adventure is fine, especially if you're early on. DMs do get stuck on stuff, so like I'm giving you the best chance for it to work without you having to waste messages. Because if it doesn't work once, the DM will start getting the DM will start arguing with you. And you don't want that. You don't want a DM arguing with you because it gets really stubborn. Praetor suit. Yeah, baby! Heavily armored, form-fitting suit of dark metal reinforced with arcane energy. It feels incredibly durable. Let's go. Alright, we got a super chainsaw, and we got a Praetor suit. Love it. Okay. Ignoring the smoldering remains of the possessed soldiers, you stalk through the ruined laboratory, your keen eyes assessing the devastation. Console panels are smashed, scientific equipment lies in twisted heaps, and arcane symbols scar the scorched walls. Amidst the chaos, a particular bay reinforced with heavy plasteel and strangely untouched by demonic corruption draws your attention. With a grunt of effort, you wrench open the sealed door. Inside, mounted on a pristine display, rests a truly monstrous weapon. The Super Chainsaw. Its multiple gleaming blades promise utter glorious dismemberment, and its twin engines thrum with barely contained power, even when inert. Behind it, on a hardened mannequin, stands a full set of Praetor suit armor. The dark green plating, thick and angular, seems to ripple with latent energy, its intimidating silhouette a perfect match for your formidable presence. This, you realize, is what you were destined to wield. Yeah! You need the Doom Shotgun? Yeah, Super Shotgun will happen eventually for sure. Yeah, Thrum, Ozone, Imperceptible. There's a lot of words that it likes to use, because it's like, yeah, those are like so cool. People love it when you use those. I will use them constantly. All right. The weight of the suit and the heft of the chainsaw feel right. I rev the chainsaw's engine and smile a twisted grin. What other secrets may be held deeper within? Let's join the party. I'll make my way deeper into the facility. I believe we can level up because we did 2 fights. We can. So we're going to try and do a long rest. But Doom Guy doesn't long rest. So we'll see if the DM lets me do sort of like a cheat version Super Soldier long rest. The super chainsaw roars to life in your grasp, a symphony of destructive potential that vibrates through your very bones. The Praetor suit settles around you like a second skin, its reinforced plating feeling like an extension of your own formidable might. A truly ghastly grin splits your tusked face, a promise of brutal vengeance. You push deeper into the facility, the sounds of your chainsaw echoing ominously through the silent corridors. The green emergency lights here are even dimmer, barely piercing the encroaching shadows. The pristine steel gives way to sections where the walls pulse with an unnatural, sickly crimson glow, and demonic tendrils like grotesque veins seem to sprout from cracks in the concrete. The air grows heavy, charged with raw, malevolent energy, and a faint rhythmic thumping vibrates from somewhere far below, a pulse of something ancient and terrible. All right. Okay. So we'll see if it works. This is what I typed. DM, before I continue, I'd like to long rest, but the Doom Guy doesn't sleep or rest. Could we narrate long rest as times when I'm moving in between areas and I gather health packs and ammo? This way we can stick with the Doom Guy fantasy. Thank you. Hey! And that's how it's done, folks. Who needs long rests, sleeping and stuff? Okay, cure wounds, detect magic, detect poison and disease, divine favor. Does divine favor work right now? It might be bugged. I can't remember. Does anyone remember if divine favor works right now? Is Jarl in the chat? Yeah, I still need a helmet. He is, but it's been a hot second since I've tried. All right, we'll try it. We'll see. I'm not sure if divine favor is fully functioning right now. Live dangerously. Yeah. You don't rest. Not in the traditional sense. You relentlessly push deeper into the labyrinthine facility, the super chainsaw idling with a predatory growl. Your keen eyes, now augmented with the Praetor suit's internal systems, scan every shadow. Oh, I have the helmet. It's part of the armor. They scan every shadow, every shattered console, every overturned cart. You find discarded health packs, their contents still viable, and scavenge ammunition clips for weapons you've yet to acquire, but know you will. Each discovery, each brutal step forward reinvigorates your resolve. The raw, demonic energy seething through you, seething through the complex, paradoxically fuels you, mending your wounds and sharpening your focus. This very act of moving through this hell-scarred landscape, anticipating the next fight, is your rest. As you press on, the rhythmic thumping from below grows louder, more insistent, like a monstrous heartbeat. Yeah, baby! All right. Shut up. That's spelled correctly. Okay, an ad is about to run, so we'll do a quick pause. If you don't have a subscription, go get a snack. Go use the bathroom. It's a 3-minute ad break. Okay, it's gonna be bad. So just use the time to go do stuff. Get up, go do what you got to do, and be back in 3 minutes, and we'll get the story going again. Scavenge extra teeth for his chainsaw blade and fuel for the engines. Loving this character? Thank you. New characters are always fun because it allows me to show people like new ways of doing stuff that they might not have thought of, and sometimes there's no reason for Obsidia to not long rest in a traditional sense. But there is reason for Doomguy to not long rest in the traditional sense. It's all action all the time. So, hey, can we switch up how long resting works? Absolutely. You just got to make it make sense to your DM. And notice I didn't say hey DM, do a long rest, but make it so it's short. I could have just said that, but instead, I gave it my reasonings. Hey, look, could we narrate it this way? Because Doomguy doesn't do that, and I want to stick to the fantasy that Doomguy does. We can say it's picking up health packs and ammo and stuff like that, and because I gave it, a direction and my thoughts and my feelings, it was much more likely to work. Please add your long rest trick prompt to the useful, cool, and fun thread. Here, I'll copy and paste it, and someone else can just put it in there, and they can credit me if they like. You can also make it more generic. Please let me know when the video's up so I can try it myself. Yeah, no problem. Ads are almost done. Well, well, Mr. Eckerson. Since last I saw your system leveling thinking and critical thinking, your systems level thinking and critical thinking with starting on photosynthesis and reasoning your way into redox reaction, the glee over your intellect led me to generate a question to test the constraints of the system. You want it now? Go for it. The ad just finished, so feel free to ask me a trivia question. You gotta use your channel points, though. I am not the target audience for some of these ads. No one ever is. 3 minutes of ads. Who could possibly be the target audience? Okay. Leland A. Holmes is using their channel points to ask me a trivia question. They ask, why are mitochondria and chloroplasts considered evidence of endosymbiosis? Unfortunately for you, I do know this one extremely well. They have like older DNA in them, and so the current thought is that they were two separate, like the cell and the mitochondria and or chloroplast were two separate organisms, but one ate the other, but instead of like digesting it, the other one kept producing energy in a way that was good for the larger organism, and this strategy was effective enough that and advantageous enough that when it happened, it stuck around, and they eventually began sharing DNA and would replicate together. And so, yeah, that's what's going on with that. Trivia question. If you tell me I'm wrong on that, I'm going to be absolutely shocked. I made a whole D&D themed explanation, and you just explained it perfectly. But yeah, double membrane as well. Nice. Okay. Let's get back to the story. What the... Yeah. Isn't biology cool? Evolution, guys. That stuff's sick. Fully revitalized, I will make my way to the lower floors, keeping a keen eye and ear out for demons skittering nearby. I'm itching to try the new chainsaw. The Praetor suit hums and revitalized energy as you descend deeper into the facility's metallic intestines. I love that. Metallic intestines. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. That's a sick description. Each step takes you further from the surface, the air growing colder and heavier, thick with the unholy stench of brimstone and corrupted machinery. The flickering emergency lights become scarcer, plunging corridors into oppressive gloom, occasionally broken by crimson glow of demonic tendrils pulsating through cracks in the walls. You follow a steady sloped access tunnel, the rhythmic thumping from below, now a deep, resonant tremor that vibrates through your chest. Rounding the final bend, you find yourself in a cavernous processing chamber. Grinding gears and screeching hydraulics fill the space. I will be using that to my advantage in just a moment. Demons inside some giant grinding gears? Absolutely. And scattered across the grated floor are discarded, mangled corpses of what might once have been maintenance personnel. Two hulking, arachnid-like demons, their segmented bodies bristling with razor-sharp claws, detach themselves from the shadows, their multiple eyes glowing with predatory hunger. These mancubus spawn are smaller, faster versions of their monstrous namesakes, bred for close-quarter slaughter, and they snarl, sensing your presence. Your super chainsaws growl in anticipation, itching for its first true taste of hell-spawned flesh. Okay, so these sound like medium-sized demons. These aren't like your run-of-the-mill fodder demons. So I'm going to ask the DM to make sure that their HP indicates as such. I'm actually brewing a trivia question, just trying to figure out how to fit it in theme. Nice. I'm gonna have to pop out for a very short time. No worries. See you, Sergeant Carwell. I started having prepared with the answer and the DM themed explanation of the concept before interested in the concept and build style energy. Nice. Vapid Tank lurking. Appreciate you. Alright. Okay, it did increase their health, but not by as much as I would have wanted. They'll probably still die in one hit, but I'll be more specific next time. But we can see what I told the DM. It did follow my instructions, just not amazingly. My mind races with the many ways to start the slaughter. I'll charge in, ready for the taste of battle once more. DM, these don't seem like fodder demons, but a bit beefier. Please increase their HP to reflect as such, but keep their AC low if they don't have specific armor to avoid damage, just to make the combat interesting. Thank you. With a guttural roar, you ignite the super chainsaw, its hungry teeth snarling, and surge forward. The mancubus spawn shriek, their multiple eyes gleaming with savage intent as they meet your charge head-on. Maybe I'm confused, and maybe the DM is 100% correct. Are mancubus spawn Is this an actual demon? No. Okay, this is supposed to be a fodder demon. It's calling... It just made it up. Because, yeah, the Mancubus is big, but these Mancubus spawn are, like, small, weird versions. So... Okay, so maybe they are fodder demons. That's chill. Just wanted to say thank you all. All that you do, Everweave has been the best game I have found. I just love starting new characters just to see what kind of story happens. Sarah Krona, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And welcome to the stream and welcome to the community. We're glad to have you here. Yes, demons right. They are smaller than Mancubus demons. Alright. Let's get the slaughter started. Is everyone digging this music for the Doom campaign? The Doom jazz. The Doom jazz and atmospheric background music. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm not going to tell it how much damage the Super Chainsaw does. I'm hoping that it will work correctly without it. I will almost always do this in my own personal games, but I'm just testing out the DM to see how it does. I recommend putting something like this, dealing 2d6 plus strength slashing damage. In the message, so that there's no room for misinterpretation. Otherwise, like, special weapons sometimes only deal 1d4 because the DM doesn't realize you're talking about an item and it doesn't look up the item. So in this case, I'm hoping that saying Super Chainsaw will jog its memory. It'll go look at the item, see that it does 2d6 damage, and roll it correctly. Maybe metal next time. Yeah, I do love metal. The issue is there's not a lot of like free metal. Doom jazz feels like the perfect descriptor. It's smooth. Don't know if it fits Doom, but it's a good counterpoint. The music change. It also helps if you type out the modifier. Yes. If you don't just type strength, if you type like how much damage that did. Vague Crab just gave up 5 community subs. Thank you so much. If you just received a gifted sub, thank Vague Crab so much for their generosity. You have now been saved from the ads And you get to participate in ad talk time. I love this community so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the support. Okay. Ads, that's a thing now? No, it's not a thing in the game. It's a thing on Twitch. We don't have ads in game, and we won't have ads in game. We don't like them. With a primal roar that echoes through the cavernous chamber, you surge forward, the super chainsaw igniting with a savage growl. Lavender Scone, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it very much. You guys are being really generous today. Thank you so much. Laura Zabi, thank you so much for following the channel. Okay. The super chainsaw igniting with a savage growl. You leap towards Mancubus Spawn Alpha, intending to bring the roaring teeth of your weapon down on its grotesque head. 16 versus 7 is a success. Your super chainsaw bites deep into the fleshy hide of the Mancubus Spawn Alpha, a sickening crunch accompanying the mechanical roar as it carves a path through the demon's flesh. The super chainsaw revs violently, tearing through the Mancubus Spawn Alpha's grotesque form. With a final agonizing shriek, the creature collapses into a smoking, twitching heap, its demonic energies dissipating into the air around you. 6 damage. That looks like a D4 plus strength to me, which means that I should, in fact, put my dealing 2d6 damage plus strength. I feel the demise of the demon invigorates you, mending your wounds with its dissipating essence. Heck yeah. Do you wish to engage the remaining Mancubus Spawn, move, or take any other actions? Okay, so the DM here is wondering if I want to use a bonus action, because I have bonus actions now. I have Searing Smite, which is activated as a bonus action. I also have Divine Favor, which is a bonus action. So it's asking me like, hey, do you want to use a bonus action? Unfortunately, when it does this, you will use another message, because it's every message that you send. So if you don't want that to happen, at the end of your first message, you should say something like, so where did I send my first message? Yeah, bring the super chainsaw down on its head. I'll then end my turn. And if you put I'll then end my turn, it won't ask you like if you want to follow that message up, so you won't have to send another message. And therefore you'll save a message slot. Unless you do want to be prompted for a bonus action message. In this case, I will try and be cheeky and see if I can get a second attack out of it. So I will shoulder charge the remaining demon and launch it into the grinding gears behind it. I'll then end my turn. Yes, you can also chain your action and your bonus action in the same message if you do want to use a bonus action. Shopping and listening to the stream is weird. Yo, being inside Walmart and listening to like Doom stuff in your ears would be an interesting experience for sure. Heck yeah. Okay. So we got it to give us a cheeky second action here. Yeah, also just putting in turn is fine. That'll work. I like to word things out like as if I was talking to someone, because it tends to understand better if you try and be like conversational. Because it was trained to understand conversational speech. It does understand lists and things like that, like, well. It's just that, like, people don't talk like that very well, and so you can end up like confusing it if you don't do that type of messaging well. I shop and listen to Doom Crossing Eternal Horizons. Yeah, that's a lovely song. Without a moment's hesitation, you pivot towards the remaining Mancubus spawn beta. A guttural growl rumbling in your chest. With a mighty surge of muscle, you lunge, intending to slam your shoulder into the creature and send it careening into the churning heavy gears that line the chamber walls. I succeed on the check. Your shoulder connects to the Mancubus spawn with a sickening thud, sending it sprawling. The creature shrieks in terror as it tumbles helplessly towards the massive grinding gears. Its multifaceted eyes widen in primal fear as it realizes its impending doom. The grinding gears of the processing chamber make short work of the Mancubus spawn, tearing through its demonic flesh. And its demise reinvigorates me. Heck yeah. Let's see. Fully revitalized, you stand triumphant amidst the carnage, the super chainsaw humming, ready for the next wave of hell. There was something up here that may be useful. The chamber is now eerily quiet, save for the machinery is clear of immediate threats. You stand amidst the carnage, the super chainsaw still thrumming softly in your grasp, a testament to its brutal efficiency. The path ahead, deeper into the demon-infested facility, beckons. Dope. Think biscuits but sweeter, and you can knead it to death if you're having a bad day. Not that hard. What a vibe. That sounds so good. Both to eat and just as a wholesome activity. Love to see the energy in the chat. Okay. I love that we're like over here viscerally murdering demons, and in the chat they're talking about like scones and lavender coffee and baking. It's just what a good contrast. The music is kind of banging. Thank you. Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna go grab just a granola bar so that I don't starve to death before the end of the stream. So it'll be 2 seconds. Behave yourselves. Okay. Let me just catch up on chat. I mean, baking and cooking have the same passion as D&D, right? This is making me want to play Doom games again. I just played Doom Dark Ages, and I had such a blast, dude. It was such a fun game. It's not the hardest Doom game, but it's so much fun that, like, I didn't care. It was just like the action was perfect. Lucina, are you causing chaos in the chat? I'm scarfing cold pizza and Fanta. Oh, God. I'm not reading fast enough. I adore the baking talk in chat. My poor rogues just want to pick a few pockets, finding a trinket or two behind locked doors and in chests. Always end up in an existential battle with some eldritch horror. That's rough. Goodness gracious, in a way, most things have immediate short-term consequences, not just cooking and baking. Echo getting a granola bar also did that. I'm a big fan of cooking. I love cooking for people. I'm not so much of a fan of cooking if it's only going to be for myself, but I like hosting people and I like cooking big meals. And I'll make a ton of food, and I just love seeing people just like stuff their faces and have a good time and appreciate food. Everybody appreciates a good meal. Everybody. No one gets a nice tasty meal and is like, well, that sucked and I hated this experience. Like, everyone's always super happy to get good food. Your Texan showing? What did I say? I like cooking for people? I think your message might have gotten stopped, silly. Because it shows up in the chat, but I don't think it showed up in on YouTube. You need some kind of food room. That's just off topic. Off topic is like almost like 90% of the time people just talking about food. Cooking big meals? Oh yeah, absolutely. I come from a big family. I don't know how to cook small meals. All right, let's get this story going. What time is it, by the way? 11:09. Okay, we got. We can maybe figure out what's going on in this this lower level and fit in another fight as well. I'll stick around through trivia, but I don't know if I'll be able to participate. That's cool. More messages for everyone else. We need a sub room to post up recipes to share with each other. That way they don't get lost in the other chat. Nah. I mean, you guys can share recipes. I can't share my recipes, though. My recipes are like, I use them as weapons, you know? If you come over and you eat something and it's so good, but I never give the recipe to anyone, well, the only way you're going to get it again is you got to come back and visit. That's how you do it. That's why grandmas keep their recipes until like the day that they die. Then they finally hand over the recipe book. But until then, that's grandma's secret recipe. Yes, you know exactly how food works. Yes. Hello, Tombull. I'm glad you could join, Tombull. Yeah, we're almost done with the stream. We're getting close to trivia. Admitted, I still haven't used the code from last trivia. Well, you should. you did 5 messages to make a meal. Nice. Doesn't matter if you give the rest of your book, you still can't make it right. That's true. Not a lot of people have the skill to put together a meal the right way. Also, you know, a lot of recipes that I have are like vibes, you know? You just like, there's no exact way. There's like rough amounts, but like, it depends, you know? How hot's the fire today, you know? Like, what am I feeling? Am I trying to finish it a little quicker, a little slower? Like, you know, like, it's not going to be exactly the same if I just give you a recipe. Baking is a science, but cooking is an art. For chilaquiles. Alright, let's see what the DM says. I'll stomp past the remains of the Mancubus spawn and continue to the even louder thumping deeper within. Whatever is here will feel my wrath. For Daisy. Sad and angry orc noises. With a heavy, determined stride, You stomp over the pulped remains of the Mancubus spawn. The super chainsaw still revving softly in your hands, a low predatory hum. The rhythmic thumping from the depths below now reverberates through your entire being, a colossal heartbeat that shakes the very foundations of the facility. It's a sound that fills you with a cold, focused fury, a promise of the ultimate vengeance you seek. You descend into a vast, unlit shaft, a dizzying drop into the bowels of the earth. The Praetor suit internal lights cut through the oppressive darkness, revealing grotesque, biomechanical structures clinging to the walls, pulsating with an eerie, sickly light. The air grows hot and thick, tasting of iron and something ancient, something wrong. The thumping isn't just a sound now. It's a physical sensation, a rhythmic pressure that seems to be pulling you deeper towards its monstrous source. Your grip tightens on the chainsaw, Daisy's memory a burning ember in your chest, fueling your relentless advance. Whew. True best recipes are don't mind text to talk failures, talk to text failures corrections. Are we gonna crash a rave? Maybe. All right. I land below in an explosion of dust and debris, an errant imp crushed underfoot. I'll look around at my new surroundings, taking in the situation. R.I.P. Daisy. That's exactly right. Has anyone else, all one word, I was like, Anwalese, anyone else killed their Lyra and Ilara? That's Tomball. Tomball destroys them all on sight. You land in a thunderous impact, the Super Chainsaw's dormant growl briefly overwhelmed by the crunch beneath your armored boot. An errant imp, unfortunate enough to have been scuttling across your landing zone, is instantly reduced to a splattering of gore and chitin. Dust and pulverized rock erupt around you in a violent cloud, momentarily obscuring your vision. As the particulate settles, a horrific vista unfolds. You stand in a colossal cathedral-like chamber, but one not carved by mortal hands. The walls pulse with a grotesque organic light, appearing to be crafted from living sinew and hardened bone. Massive chitinous tendrils, thick as ancient trees, writhe slowly from the ceiling, connecting to an immense fleshy mass at the center. The undeniable source of the relentless thumping. It is a demon unlike any you have seen, a colossal, immobile beast partially embedded in the very structure of the facility, its massive heart pulsing, glowing beacon of malevolent energy, Smaller demons resembling grotesque squat gorillas with powerful arms, pinkies, patrol the perimeter, their guttural roars echoing in the oppressive chamber. I think I killed every common named NPC. I'm not sure about Kale though, and Voss. I killed off Kalen, but not Kale. I recruited an Alara into my team, but the DM still names NPCs Alara anyways. Yeah, we're hoping to fix that with the upcoming update. Will this be a combat encounter before trivia? Yeah, I think so. I think we're just about to get it done. Blorg, how dare you ask me that? I'm offended that you would even question when the next update is. I will try to rush to trivia. Okay, it'll be in 10 minutes, so ish. All right. Failing this persuasion check to convince the kid to take their nap. Nice. Unfortunate. Still tired from my movie marathon last night. Zero Hoshi, how could you say that? Zero Hoshi, by the way, are you somebody in the Discord that I should know? Do you have a name that I would recognize in the Discord? Because I do not recognize Zero Hoshi, unfortunately. I am Zero Hoshi in the Discord? Have we talked? Or do you, like, lurk mostly? I feel like I know all the regulars. But my name is Old English, so you didn't read it. Wait, what? Oh, is it like a bunch of symbols? We've talked a lot. Oh, you know what? You might be right. Yes, okay. Yeah, I don't read the symbol names. Yeah, when the symbol names show up, I just recognize the symbols, but I don't read them. My bad. I do know who you are, though, I believe. Okay. Let's get this fight started. Now, it seems like there's multiple enemies, so the DM is limited on how much HP it can give enemies so that it doesn't kill you. The more enemies there are, the less total HP it can give all of them. So it probably still won't be able to give this enemy a super high HP, but we'll see. I'm hoping. How long was Everweave released? About 2 years. Yeah, on the Play Store, a little over a year. No, it can't do more. Sadness. That's alright. We'll still make it cool. Oh. Ah, yep. I definitely recognize you. I knew who you were whenever you said it. It was all weird symbols. Okay. So, with a guttural war cry that shakes the very bones of the monstrous chamber, you ignite the super chainsaw, its roar echoing your fury. Daisy memories burn in your mind with primal roar. You charge, a green blur of pure vengeance ready to tear into the living nightmare before you. The Pinky shriek, their savage eyes gleaming as they converge to protect their colossal master. Let's see if my spells work. I'll activate Divine Favor. Or I'll say I'll cast. Then I'll rush. Rip and tear until it is done. Absolutely. You know, I noticed last time after the limit combatants to 5 or 6 that the DM tried to kill my character off with an absolute horde of undead. It would get halfway through turns and then give me an error and I had no allies. Yeah. The names are brutal. It's the one thing that gets me frustrated with the game. I wouldn't care as much if the DM didn't confuse itself by naming every one of 6 different names. Vix the Villain, 1, we are planning on fixing that with the very next update. But 2, there's a prompt you can add into, like, whenever you're creating the character so that it doesn't do that. So just for future notice, if you check out the guide, or if you're in the Discord, you can ask questions, and it will we'll be able to sort of help you through that. But you do not have to suffer through that. Okay. So I said I'll cast Divine Favor, then I'll rush the two pinkies using the super chainsaw to cleave through the two of them in a shower of ichor, dealing 2d6 plus 4 slashing damage to both of them, plus an additional 1d4 radiant for Divine Favor. The air crackles around you as you prepare for the onslaught. With a surge of divine energy, you invoke the blessing of divine favor upon yourself. A shimmering golden aura briefly envelops your form, promising an extra measure of radiant power with each swing of your weapon. It successfully gave me divine favor. Lovely. Your super chainsaw, already a roaring beast of destruction, now hums with a holy light, the teeth glinting with a sacred luminescence. You unleash a guttural war cry, a sound that promises obliteration, and charge headlong towards the two pinky demons. Your massive form, a blur of righteous fury, the scent of ozone and demonic ichor fills the air as you prepare to cleave through them both. You rev your chainsaw, its holy tinged teeth eager to tear into the pinky alpha. You swing with all your might, aiming to cleave through the grotesque demon. 16 versus 7, success. The chainsaw bites deep into the pinky alpha, its sacred teeth tearing through its tough hide with a sickening crunch. Ichor splatters across the biomechanical chamber as you carve a path of destruction. The demon roars in pain, its thick hide proving no match for the furious assault. Rolling for damage. 8 damage. And then it attacked the second one, but rolled a natural 1. So that one failed, which is why I didn't do damage to the second one. But 8 HP, 2d6 plus 1d4 plus 4 would mean 4. So that would be a 1, a 1, and a 2 on the dice as possible. More likely it forgot to give the divine favor bonus, but it doesn't matter because they only had 3 HP. It's the Heart of the Abyss's turn. Thanks, Heart of the Abyss. Hey, where'd the music go? I need my chill vibes for my Doom game. Awesome, thanks, man. Yeah, no problem. That's how my second rogue died. Only I had allies that kept missing. I actually used a trick shot, empty clips, cone attack. Allies love rolling ones and doing 1 point of damage on the rare occasions they do hit. Alright. We're almost done with the fight. Probably. Actually, we'll kill the other pinky. We'll save the Heart of the Abyss for next time. The Heart of the Abyss. A colossal pulsating mass of sinew and bone throbs violently, unleashing a wave of malevolent energy that ripples through the chamber, aimed directly at Doombringer. The dark energy passes me harmlessly, dissipating against the grotesque walls. And the pinky charges with blind fury, but its charge is clumsy, and you easily sidestep its attack. The demon's momentum carrying it past you into the pulsating wall. All right. So the thing I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to try and get advantage on this next attack, and I'm going to do it because the DM said that this creature's attack was clumsy. So we'll see if we can make it work. Yeah, I have a Praetor suit, okay? What do you want from me? It gives me 18 AC. plus my 1 dex plus this 1 reinforced shield. We'll take off the shield, okay? The shield's not fair. Take it off, all right? Fine.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
All right. As the pinky demon clumsily rushes past and slams into the wall, I'll take that opportunity while it's dazed and pin it to the wall using the super chainsaw's blades, dealing 2d6 plus 4 slashing damage, buffed by divine favor. And boop. No, we're not using the British explanation. What? Where did the music go? Stop pausing my music. Yeah, this is the Doom vibe. Here we go. A super chainsaw? Interesting. Yes, super chainsaw. Attacking with advantage! See? I told you we could do it. Seizing the moment, you bring down your super chainsaw with a roaring frenzy. Its holy light searing the air as you aim to pin the dazed Pinky Beta to the biomechanical wall of the chamber. You swing the chainsaw. 14 versus 7, this is a success. Did it add advantage because I included all that stuff in my message about how it clumsily ran past me and hit the wall, and I'm taking that opportunity while it's dazed? Like, using that language, the DM's like, hey, that should deserve advantage. We have advantage. You missed Echo blowing my trivia question out of the water. I think he got a kick out of the Matrix reference there. Your super chainsaw bites deep into Pinky Beta, the whirling blades tearing through its grotesque hide as you slam it against the pulsating wall. The holy light radiating from your weapon sears its flesh, a guttural shriek erupting from the demon as it struggles against your raw power. Huh? Ah, man. I'm gonna have to read that again. We'll read it again, and then we'll go right after. Why is that if I try and cleave a head completely free of someone's shoulders? I usually either using either my short or my longsword. It does not hit, but misses every time. I don't know. That's bad luck. When are we getting Warlock spell list in the guide? When the company gives me a list of the Warlock spells. Then you will get a list of the Warlock spells. And they tell me they're going to do it, but they're very busy with the update, and so they keep forgetting. And I remind them, and they're like, oh yes, I got to do that. And then they forget. So, you know, we'll get there one day. Another minute left on the ads. Ooh. I'm having a lot of fun with the stream, but I'm pretty glad it's almost over because I am starving. I'm so hungry. I cannot wait to go and eat. I will be leaving immediately after this and eating. I love not having at the god. Do I hate having to pay for things right now? Carwile, your text-to-speech is struggling, my guy. Shall we continue talking about food? Oh god, I'm so hungry. Yeah, Chocode, I'm aware of the ones in the tips and tricks. But I'm talking about a complete list. When will we get warlock spells in the guy? Oh, sorry, I answered that during the break. When I get the full list from the company, that's when you'll get it. They told me they're working on it, on giving me the full list, but they're busy with the update. So when I get it, you'll get it. So 9 slashing damage. That does look like 2d6 plus 4 to me. 9, that's pretty good. But it is all slashing, which means it did not add the additional d4 from the spell. So I think the spell doesn't cause issues, but I don't think it's effectively being applied consistently. So, you know, results may vary. With a final desperate twitch, Pinky Beta's struggles cease. Its body shredded and seared by your holy chainsaw goes limp, pinned grotesquely to the living sinew of the wall. The demon's form begins to dissolve, leaving behind a residue of acrid smoke and the faint stench of sulfur. You stand victorious over the vanquished Pinky Beta, your super chainsaw still thrumming with power. The air is thick with the scent of ozone and demonic ichor, and only the heart of the abyss remains, pulsing ominously in the dimly lit chamber. And it tries to attack me, but misses. Alright. That's... So, that's it for the characters today. That's it for Everweave gameplay. We'll be doing trivia, and then I'm getting something to eat because I'm hungry. So let's do that. Be right back. Let's go. I need a trivia screen, man. I need to make one. Okay. Oh, you guys unlocked another emote because of the hype train. I think. Vague Crab, thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months at tier 1. I appreciate it so much. You guys are crazy. I really appreciate it. Oh, I think yes, hype train ones. Here they are. These are the current hype train ones that we have unlocked. Rewind Revival. I blew my Prime sub on a channel by mistake the other day. So mad. That's alright, man. No worries. Okay. Let's get a code. In the Everweave server, there are Smurfs for blue names, Golems for shiny green names, and Goblins for regular green names. But what is the name for the plain white names? Tombowl is correct. Marshmallow is correct. This is so sad. I'm chronically online in the Discord, and I didn't know that. Yeah, for anyone interested, there is a Discord lore book that one of our Smurfs made, so you can go and check out all the lore in the server. They update it frequently, so you can have all the lore in the server in one place if you're interested in that sort of thing. What is commonly called the powerhouse of the cell? She builds monsters. Mitochondria is correct. I can't do it now. You just said it out loud. My fingers! Have there been bans besides scammers? Yeah, absolutely. Is there another term for that? I mean, yeah, it's just an organelle that creates ATP. What is the common byproduct produced by the body when forced to do anaerobic metabolism? Lactic acid is correct. Rewind revival, you absolutely got it. Okay, let me take a sip here. In the movie Shawshank Redemption, what does the protagonist make as a distraction to keep his tools from being taken away? Ducky T 365 chess set is absolutely correct. He makes chess pieces from the stones that he finds in the yard, and he uses a little rock hammer to do it, but to get the rock hammer would get taken away. But he's making a chess set, and the warden lets him keep it. A deception doesn't work so well, Rewind Revival, if you tell everyone you're going to do the deception. Traveling Orc, sometimes I ask questions that people straight up don't have any clue for, and it takes them forever to try and answer it. Usually it's ones that are really hard to, like, search the answer for. The math ones. I do like me a good math question. In chemistry, what does the mnemonic oil rig stand for? Give the full answer for full credit. Lando. What a great answer. Show code, oxidation is loss, reduction is gain is absolutely correct. Traveling Orc, you were so close. Hey, Gonconero, no excuse. Chocode is, English is like not their first language either. You won by comma? Oh yeah, rather than and. Yeah. The first language is gibberish. What is the name of the most recent large and powerful telescope sent up by NASA to study deep space? It's a proper noun, so don't misspell it. Evil Jamie Rogers James Webb Telescope is absolutely correct. Zoomy boy! In the TV show Teen Titans, what is the name of the main villain? Proper noun, don't misspell it. Lando. Slade is correct. Vapid Tank, thank you so much for the first time chat. Unfortunately, you did misspell it and put shade. Kara isn't the main villain in the series. Lando, did you win one today? Does anyone remember if Lando has won one already?
He just said that he didn't.
Did he? Where?
The first stream where I don't win trivia. And then he, right before his question, then he won. He could be lying, I guess, but I don't think so.
I didn't see it. Oh, right before winning, I see. Okay. It makes sense that I didn't see it then. Yeah, I heard you say it, but it's who is my assistant? That's my wife. She's not really an assistant. She's the mod. Okay, wife haver. Okay. What is the name of the disciple that is most known for betraying Jesus? Judas is correct, Gonconero. Okay. One more question for everyone. One more question for the stream. This is the last one. I think I may have said that the last time, but I said it again, so maybe we'll do one more. All right. Let's see. You guys are going to hate this. It's going to be so much fun. If I have 32 apples and Julie has half as many apples, after Mark steals 4 apples from Julie, he has less apples, 4 less apples than I do. Then, when John the apple thief steals half of all of our remaining apples, how many apples does he steal in total? Este sama. Jarl is correct with 36. Choco technically got it first, but I believe, Choco, you already won today. Is this correct, Choco? Did you win already? I think you were first to win. Or something like that. Oh, you know what? I specifically remember you winning. Yeah. Alright, Jarl has the code. There you go. I forgot about Mark's apple! Yeah, you can't forget about Mark's apples. That's a lot of apples! Bro has 28 apples. It is 36, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. If you haven't, please subscribe to the YouTube channel just to help it grow, get more eyes on Everweave. Also, we are doing the art emoji challenge in the Discord is ending tomorrow. Voting ends tomorrow. Submissions are already done, but the voting ends tomorrow. So go do, like, see the submissions you like, vote for them with the little heart emoji, so that we can count the votes and pick our winners. Go support our artists. And thank you so much, everyone, for everyone joining the stream. I had a fun time. I hope you guys had a fun time too. Thank you. I will enjoy my food. The exact release date of the update is